Let's compare courses to school. In my opinion, courses are much better than school. I didn't learn anything from school. If anything, it probably shifted my paradigm for the worse. Probably slowed me down. Now, school didn't help me personally at all. It was completely useless. This is probably off topic, but I dropped out of school when I was in year 10. I originally wanted to drop out when I was in year 7, but I thought I'd give year 7 a chance. Now, by the time year 7 ended, I literally learned nothing again. So I wanted to drop out in year 8, but I couldn't since my parents wouldn't allow me. So I dropped out in year 10 before year 11, which is where you do your GCSEs. I fell asleep in almost every subject, not because I was tired, it was because I was bored. I could literally have 11, 12 hours sleep the night before and I still fall asleep. That's how bored I was. I personally wanted to drop out before year 11, before the GCSEs, so I could prove that it's useless and that the actual GCSEs are becoming more worthless as time goes by. COVID came around when I would have been in year 11, so the people in my year didn't really do the test. They got predicted grades, which they got from the teacher. So no one did the test. I have no regrets. I wouldn't really want to waste another year, 6 hours plus a day learning something that I don't really care about. That's only 6 hours in school. I have to wake up early, get changed, do all this, probably like 8, 9 plus hours a day for another year. For me, it wasn't valuable. It wasn't worth it. So I don't have no regrets for that. What I learned in the first year of dropping out was much better than what I could learn probably 3, 4, 5 years of school. And plus I became more reliant on myself, so I had to create my own schedule and become more independent. Then compared to school, when you got teachers telling you what to do, school is programming you more to become a worker than to become a business owner. So that's mainly the main reason I left. I didn't want to become a worker. I prefer to own a business or be a person of my own, do what I want. I like basically freedom on all aspects. So yeah, in my opinion, courses are much more valuable than university degrees, especially as of now. In my opinion, courses by far exceed school education. I personally can't see someone not succeeding in what they truly want to do, what they want to achieve. If they were to spend, let's say, 20k on courses, which is the average student loan, and they can spend it on courses, programs, one-on-ones, as long as they're investing in themselves and improving, and spending over 4 years on what they're doing, which is the average degree in course length in the UK. Obviously, you have to put time and effort into growing and actually taking action. You can't just do nothing at all and expect to spend 20k in 4 years and then at the end expect to make loads of money or become free. It doesn't have to be 20k, it can just be the same amount of money that you would normally spend on school. For example, it could be the food, the clothes, the school trip, the snacks you might come across, the corner shops where you get the snacks from, transportations and so on. You could spend that money and instead of revising in school, just spend it on your business. Now, if you were to combine them both, I'm sure, almost certain you'll succeed if you put your full effort. I think courses and online learning will be the future. Instead of going to school, you can choose your teacher, your subject, and learn at your own pace. It's slowly taking over and more people are dropping out and hating on the school system, and they prefer more online learning, courses and so on. Primary school was beneficial to me, but I'm not sure how it is now with all the useless trash that they're teaching in school. I was in the top half of the year when I dropped out of school. I was predicted A's and B's and maybe C in one subject. I was predicted those grades without ever doing homework throughout high school or without revising at home. It was basically called schoolwork for me. I did my homework during school in subjects that I didn't like. For example, instead of doing the English work, I was instead doing my maths homework. You're probably thinking, how was my grades and predicted grades so high for someone that didn't revise? Honestly, I either used my common sense, trial and error, or what I've learned in primary school. So I could have passed my GCSEs, but it just wasn't worth my time. Online is my teacher, has taught me everything that I wanted to actually learn. Living in life, working a 9 to 5 just wasn't worth going to school for me. I was willing to put everything on the line to not live that life that society manipulates you into. I came up with this quote, get rich or homeless trying, while I was bored in school. To me, the so-called risk was worth it than to live the standard life. From what I've seen, people that drop out are extreme to a degree. They either end up filthy rich or dirt poor compared to the average person. There's no in between. I really thought about dropping out the time, especially during school. Did I want to do what everyone else was doing? No, so I did what the majority wouldn't. It was that simple. I did get people that are against what I wanted to do, but it didn't really affect me since they wasn't where I wanted to be. If they were where I wanted to be, then I 100% consider their advice. I'm not saying dropping out was a much easier or harder option. I'm just saying it's what I wanted and what worked best for me. I'm also not saying everyone should copy me. I'm just talking about my experience. Only you know what's truly best for you.